Morning, everybody. It's Sunday and Cookie passed away last night. She's just curled up asleep in the bed. Well, not curled up, just lounging, and she's gone. So I just wanted you all to know, because she totally changed my life. She was such a character. And I don't know if Teabag knows, because they were in their new house together. But I went out this morning to see them in their new palace. I said, "Morning, sweetheart." Teabag was at the door, but Cookie didn't come out, and I thought, oh, because she would normally be straight there, say, "Mummy, mummy," and she didn't. So I opened the bedroom door. She's just in bed, and she's gone. She really was. She really did change my life. I loved her so much. She'd be with Susan Mum now. I wasn't just a rabbit. She was my girl. Anyway, I've got I've got a box there. I'm gonna have to pop her in there, and then under the big pine trees that we have, Reggie, the big giant rabbit that we had, he's buried there. So I'm gonna bury her with him. Right, I'm going to get it done, because done this before, I can do it again. Oh, Cookie. Oh my gosh, it's so sad to see you out here on your own, Teabag. What cuddle with mummy? Don't cuddle with your mum. My darling. Come here, want cuddles? Because I love you. My sweetheart. Let me get in. I've still got my dressing gown on. Let me get in with you. Who's that? It's Teabag. My little Teabag. My angel boy. Put that there. And that snuggles with my boy. Were you there for her? And you said, "Don't worry. Don't worry." I bet you were, because you're a good boy. Oh, guys, it's so sad. Let me get this up here. It's so sad. I love you. I love you. You just want cuddles, don't you, with your mum? Cuddles with your mum. Oh, no. I'm just trying to keep busy, you know. I think I'll go and get a big bubbly bath and do my hair and my makeup just to make myself feel a bit better. Not going to be able to dig a hole myself, so I'm going to wait. I've put her in a box with some bedding in the bag in the garage. Oh god, it's so horrible to say that, isn't it? You know how handsome you are, do you? My angel. I love you. Big beautiful buns. Well, this isn't how I thought Sunday would go. My sweetheart. My sweetheart. My sweetheart. Can I get you anything? Want me to get you anything? Are you fine? You're okay, aren't you? You're okay. Warm enough? Yeah. Alright, my sweetheart. When we come back out and sit with you for chats in a bit. Love you. Thank you for being such a good boy for Mummy. Hi everybody. So do you know what? I thought I'd do a bit of a catch up. Get ready with me. Seeing as it's been so long since we had a catch up, I thought I could recap things, and I always come on here when I feel like I need to talk. And as some of you might know, Cookie passed away through the night. My beautiful bunny. She wasn't just a bunny. Let me get my stuff ready. 2 seconds. She wasn't just a bunny. She was my daughter. And I know, you know, she wasn't. She was just a rabbit. No, she wasn't. She's totally saved me. And she's brought so much joy to my life. So much joy. And just went out this morning. Obviously they're in their new enclosure, her and Teabag. And I called them, and Teabag came out and said, "Hi Mummy," put his hands on the door, and Cookie didn't come out of her bedroom. So I opened her bedroom door and she was just asleep in bed. Stop crying. So I'm just going to go in with the Clinique ID hydro jelly first. We're going to need a tissue. I'm going to stop. So I'm not going anywhere. I just thought I'd do my hair and makeup to make myself feel a bit more human. And so yeah, coming up to the year anniversary of my mum passing away, and then my identical twin sister passing away just 8 hours later, I thought I'd give a bit of a chatty catch up video, because a lot of you, I've gained, you know, quite a few new subscribers, and we've hit over 16,000 now, which I'm so thankful for. And some of you newbies might not have been back to watch, you know, some of the old videos. A lot of them are very sad. So you might really not know why I'm here on this little corner of the internet. But it was really, the dog poo fairy comes from my job. I clear up pet waste across Yorkshire, made a little business out of that. So, and then on YouTube, my sister got diagnosed with terminal cancer, so I started vlogging her journey and our journey, because she was ignored for 1.5 years and told to just go out for a walk and get some fresh air. We just wanted to teach the world not to be gaslit by doctors, and if you think something's wrong, you must push for it and get it checked out, because it might not be anything serious, but it could save your life getting checked out. Going in with my favourite L'Oreal Triple Active moisturiser. I do have a collagen one somewhere, I've lost it. Getting a bit old now, so I need the collagen more than ever. So yeah, Suze was having symptoms for a while, you know, feeling fatigued and not feeling herself, and I mean, I have to take that out. And then bleeding, and then they did a scan, and they told her, without any biopsy or anything like that, that it was a fibroid, and sent her home. So that's another thing. Susie saved millions of thousands of lives, should I say, maybe millions. We've had 5 million views, so maybe she did save millions of lives. But she definitely saved thousands of lives by us telling the world not to be ignored, and if you have a scan, to not just be told what it is there and then, because a sonographer, a radiologist, a consultant, a GP, nobody can tell you what's on that scan unless they do a biopsy. And it's not fair if they do tell you that. So if any of you have a scan and they, like, immediately or without any biopsy, just say, oh, it's a fibroid, oh, it's a cyst, oh, it's this, oh, it's that, I want you to stop and say, how do you know that for sure? And watch them squirm, because they don't. And they shouldn't play with people's lives by telling them what it is, what they think it is. L'Oreal Lumiglow is one of my new faves. Gosh, you can either put it under makeup, over makeup, or as like a highlighter. And now I've got my spray tan on. I had my spray tan done again after the ball, because it's just so lovely. Look at that Lumiglow. Look at the glow it gives. It's so nice. And if you've got a bit of a tan, I think you can get it in different shades. What shade's this one? 903 medium. You can, look at it. So pretty. You can match it to your skin. I'm sure you could wear it if you were pale as well, especially as like a highlighter, because it is so pretty. And really, you could actually just go out like that, couldn't you, without thinking, I haven't got much coverage on. So yeah, so Sue's got the devastating diagnosis when she went in one day and said, please, you've told me that this is a fibroid, you've told me that this is like nothing, that I can't cope with it. And that was the only time, 18 months after she first went in begging for help, that they decided to have a look at her cervix. And although she wasn't up to date with her smear test, you'd have thought on the first day that she walked in that somebody would have asked her or had a look or said, we can see you're not up to date, let's go in. But they won't. If you're within 3 years, I've heard of my subscribers saying, you know, I've had my smear test, it's 2.5 years later and I've got these symptoms. So I went back to the doctor, and the doctors have actually said, yeah, but you're not due a smear for the next 6 months. I don't get that. If you've got symptoms now, surely they should go and check. Surely. I just don't understand it. So this is what we came on to teach people. You have to advocate and stand up for yourself. You have to. This foundation is the L'Oreal True Match. I'm a cool tone. So I've got the Cool Rose 2R, 2C True Match foundation. And I found the other day my OG go-to Rimmel palette. I found it in Tesco's, and it was a bit cracked and broken, and she gave me some money off. It was £8 and they gave me it for £6. So it was cracked here, look, and the lid doesn't really shut properly. It doesn't click. So you've got a highlighter, a bronzer, and a beautiful peach blush in there. I really need to go in with a bit of concealer first, don't I? So I picked that up because it's one of my faves. If they've had more, I probably would have, with my ADHD spending, I'd have probably picked up another one to stockpile it. Because don't you find something nice that works, and then they discontinue it, which is so annoying. Oh, again, W7 Oh So Sensitive concealer. It is my fave. And I always do a little bit there. A little bit there. I got that broken vein there from crying so much when Susie was poorly. You got to be so careful. You know, I never thought I could cry so much. When you cry every day for nearly 2 years because you're losing somebody you love. I don't want this to be a sad video. I want it to recap and reteach and refresh people's memories. And I know you love a get ready and to see my makeup routine as well. I thought I'd just tie that in and try and keep my mind off what I found this morning with my beautiful cookie. And if I do my makeup, I'll keep the tears away, hopefully. That bronzer is so nice. I hope you can see. I'm sat in the window. I'm just going to do just a little face. So yeah, and for the ones that don't know, me and Suze were in York resus when she was having a really bad day one day. So we'd gone into hospital from the nursing home, I think. So we were in the hospice for a long time. And then when you're in there for sort of too long, 3 weeks or more, they try and get you out because it's a charity. So they found us a hospice, a nursing home. I mean, it was miles away, but decorated the room to look exactly like her room at her house. And yeah, we went into resus for a particularly bad day. And that's when my Auntie Val tried to ring, and I missed the call because I was busy dealing with horrific things with Suze. And then my brother rang, Kevin, and he said, you need to ring me now. And I said, I can't, I'm really busy with Suze. And he said, no, you need to just please ring me. So I did, and that's the video where, again, I needed you guys. I didn't have anyone to talk to. And I know that I'm talking to a camera, but I feel I'm talking to you. You know, it's so different than like picking up a phone, or I didn't want to, I didn't know what to do. So yeah, Dad had passed away, but we were dealing with so much in the hospital that just had to sort of park that horror. And then Mum went into hospital while me and Suze were back in the nursing home. I'm just going in with the Rimmel Wonder Full Brow in dark. I'm very fair, so I like to pat it off on a bit of tissue first because it's got quite a lot of product on it. And yes, I mean, she wasn't dying. Mum was nearly 80. She had me and Suze late on in life. My Kevin Terrier in the 50s. How nice is that? What a difference. And she went in with COPD to try and get her levels right because she couldn't get rid of the oxygen or carbon dioxide in her breathing. So I couldn't go visit her too much because I couldn't leave Suze. So when I did go to visit her, she was struggling to speak because she had the big, is it CPAP or something machine on to try and take the waste products out of her body. Oh gosh, it was horrible. There's videos on that as well down below. And I'm so glad that I did vlog even the bad bits because I just hadn't realised how many of you it would help, including me. I just want people to know that this happens, and I didn't think it happened to anybody. I just thought I thought everything was like a one-off mistake, but it wasn't. It's happening to, the amount of messages I got saying it was happening to all of you guys as well. It was heartbreaking. So yeah, I got, then Suze was being sick a lot, and I knew that was like a bowel blockage. And she said, I think I need to go into hospital. I said, okay, we'll go. Got her back in there and things were getting worse. But Mum was in hospital, so I said to the York hospital staff, we need to get Mum and Suze back onto the same ward. And there was a couple of jobs that said, oh no, we can't do that. Or when they were downstairs together, I managed to get them downstairs in an empty bay. And they were like, we need to get your mum back up to the ward now. And Suze won't be able to go. I said, yes, she will. Don't stop reading off a script. You'll keep them together because this is the last time they'll see each other. And a manager came down and he went, don't worry, we'll get them back up there together. And then a couple of days later, I managed to get Suze back into the hospice. I said, I love you so much, Mummy. I'll come back and see you as soon as I can. And she went, okay. She said, don't ever leave her. I said, I won't, I promise. Love you so much. Love you. See you soon. I got Suze back into the hospice, 2.5 miles down the road from York Hospital. By this point, she was on I can't even call it the syringe driver. It was a magical, we called it the magic box because some of these medical equipment have the horrible name that nobody wants to hear when they're going through it. And so I got Suze back in, and then I got a phone call a day or two later. Can't remember. I'd lost all track of time. Literally just stayed with Suze in the room, just looking at her, holding her. In like stress position, I was in like stress positions for hours, leaning over her, but I couldn't move. And I got the phone call to say Mum had gone downhill, and like, oh, I was quite blasé about it. I went out into the car park, and I said, oh, okay, because I never had these conversations in front of Suze, whether she was sort of conscious or not, because she could hear everything. And we proved that for when she did come round and doctors or whatever had said horrible things in front of her to me. And I'd be like, don't say that, she can hear you. And they're like, no, she can't. I said, she can. She can hear every single word you're saying. And Suze used to come round like 12 hours later and said, I could hear that conversation. But I was so knocked out and so tired. I said, I know you could. So I never let them have these conversations in front of her. So I said, oh, please look after her, Mum, because I can't get there because Susie's so ill. And they went, no, you need to get here now. She's really gone downhill. And that's when I lost it. My knees went, and I just crouched. I just knelt on the floor, like screaming, what do you mean? My mum's dying. My dad's just died. My twin sister is dying, and you're now telling me that my mum's dying. It was too much. So, obviously I couldn't, I was in an impossible situation because, I couldn't leave Suze. But I knew that the minute that I'd step out of that hospice, Suze could have died and Mum could have died while I was on the way. And I was never going to let that happen. So I rung Terry, my other brother, and my friend Joe. That's the L'Oreal Lash Paradise Waterproof. And I said, you got to go be with Mum. And they did. And a couple of friends, Bean and Sue, and people went to see Mum. And then Mum died at 8:20 at night, and Sue's died at about 5:10 the next morning. And almost a year later, I'm still trying to process it. I'm still trying to deal with the grief, the loss, the injustice of it all, the unbelievableness of it all. You know, who loses nearly their entire family in the blink of an eye? Not many people. But the love, support, and teaching and things that we've got out on this channel, and that this channel brings to me, and the things I've learned, and that the friendships that you've all made together as well, like I've always said, make my heart so full. Because if it wasn't for Suze, this wouldn't have happened. And remember that the time that she said, I want you to upload that video, that first video, and tell the world, I want people to learn from it, and learn from she said, my life must have a meaning, it must have a purpose. And it did. And now, just on the day that I lose Cookie as well, I just wanted you all to remember that. Because somebody wrote on Instagram just now, Instagram or Facebook, gosh, how much more loss can you take? And I just wrote back saying, if you love so many people and so many animals, you're always going to have that loss. If you love so deeply, it's always going to hurt. And you have to weigh up the pros and cons of that. You have to accept that you're going to feel devastating loss if you love so hard. And I'd rather be like that than not love anybody or anything. A lot of people say to me, Emma, you've got the biggest heart. And I sometimes think it's a curse. But I wouldn't want to be any other way. Oh, my tummy's grumbling. That's my quick little makeup. and I love you all so much. Sorry for the weird video. Just take care of each other, and kindness always wins. Always remember that. Love you.
It's easy to forget how precious our lives are, how beautiful the stars are, the light that we feel, birds singing in the morning, the calm before the storm, and the way the sun hits the ocean. That star that we're all from, I live by the ocean, I keep myself open. It's the life that I've chosen, it's the vision I see, asleep with the light on, surrounded by mountains. It's the treasures I found, and it's the people I love. It's easy to forget. Sometimes it just takes a little kindness to remember. So remind me to wake up. Remind me to open my eyes. Remind me